Shit. All right. Hello. Welcome back to Anthony Issa's Work in Progress. Well, Issa will be 10 minutes late. She's eating or whatever. But we have what?
Mike.
Yeah, it's on.
No, Mike.
Wait. Yeah, three's on.
Oh, did it? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh no, I was on with Mike too.
No, wait. Is that two? Is that two or three?
Hold on. Let me speak in the mic. Hello?
Yeah,
that's Mike.
That one. Okay, welcome back to Anthony Issa's Work in Progress. Well, Issa will be 10 minutes late. Yeah, well, I mean,
She's in there.
Yeah, she's in there eating. But we have another guest. Well, same guest. This is Hunter and
Somebody who's been coming on this for a little while.
And today,
now. I feel like next year we should all do it. Like I should be a common theme now.
Also, so today we will be talking about the Super Mario Brothers movie. So this is my 8-bit Mario amiibo. Here is a close look. And also here is my Yoshi amiibo. Yoshi.
Also, I'm kind of don't have one, but I'm SMG4, the blue. If you don't know who that is, amazing content. YouTuber, hilarious.
So we'll be talking about the Mario Bros. Movie. Also warning, spoilers. So
well, I mean, we can do our like overall like maybe like our quick thoughts, some of that.
Well, I put in the description like in parentheses.
Yeah, spoilers.
Yeah. All right, so
this is in straight over by Jordan right now.
Oh, yeah. Let's
go.
Okay. Come on, Jordan.
Should I move or no? Okay.
Okay.
Well, actually, I saw with like the background of the movie and like what it's about.
Well, it was
story.
It was made by
it was
developed by Illumination, who made the Minions movie.
Yeah,
and
it was directed by two people who one of them directed the Teen Titans Go movie, and the other one, both of them actually were corporate writers and who worked on the Teen Titans Go show. So one of them directed something, one of them didn't. I don't know who the writers are. It stars Chris Pratt, Anya Taylor-Joy, Charlie Day, Jack Black, Seth Rogen, and a bunch of other people, and it's pretty much an animated Super Mario Brothers movie.
Yes. And it's a legitimate Mario movie, unlike the one 30 years ago.
Yeah. So the premise of this movie is Mario and Luigi, they have a plumbing business, and they get warped into a secret pipe that transports them into this little area.
Well, no one takes them seriously. Then
yeah. And then so they get transported into a pipe, and one of them is. They're both transported in the same universe. However, one of them is in this other like dangerous area, and he's captured. And Luigi is captured by Bowser, and Mario is now in this Mushroom Kingdom where he meets Toad, and then is helped by Princess Peach. And pretty much the two are on their separate areas, but mainly Mario is on his adventure to help save the Mushroom Kingdom from Bowser, and also save Luigi.
Yeah. And I would say, like, I know on Rotten Tomatoes the movies. So the critic score is like 55%,
59,
but the audience score is like I think it's in the 90s. And
yeah.
This movie broke Frozen 2's record of like the best animation movie. It's breaking records.
Well, okay, before we get into review, because again she's not here, the movie broke the second biggest opening weekend, 3-day opening weekend, with 146 for an animated film. The record still held by Incredibles 2. The 5-day weekend was shattered and was originally held by Transformers 2 in 2009 with $204 million. This movie made. It made the most money worldwide by an animation film, and the second most money on its second weekend, or the most money on its second weekend for an animation movie with 92. And if I recall, is now the biggest second weekend for a movie that opened over $100 million. Last year's Top Gun Maverick held the record with 90. This one holds it with 92, and the movie's already made $720 million. So the movie's gonna make $1 billion regardless.
Did you like the movie? Like,
Here she does.
Yeah.
Thing. So a thing with me is like I was expecting a lot of weird things happen in this movie. Number one, because I don't really like Illumination. The Minions movie was okay,
But
but I'm just having a hard time struggling with Illumination
well,
because
they did make they also made this with me, which I kind of enjoyed.
I think it's the best one. The second one's, in my opinion, the best one. But every single one of them is either good, mediocre, or just not that great. I thought Minions was okay. They've made the constant like movies where it's like the animation's really cool,
Mm.
but the story elements are not really that good. And they're kind of made for younger children, like not as families,
But
where Pixar is known for like making connections with adults.
yeah,
This corporation doesn't. But one thing you can't deny is that they make a lot of money. Minions made $1 billion. The second movie made over like 900. The same movies are popular. The Spider Me 3 made $1 billion. What am I forgetting? Secret Life of Pets? Whatever. But what I'm saying is Illumination isn't particularly the best known for making good, like great Oscar winning animation films.
yeah.
They're just known for making money movies.
But
And that's all they're known
this
for.
this movie, there were so many Easter eggs that like that like older like Easter eggs from like from my from my from when my mom was growing up.
Yeah, that's the thing I enjoyed that I
I
noticed
know. So
right away is that
Star Fox, Kid Icarus, Jumpman, like
yeah, like there's a lot of things. What I'll say about the movie is this, like just to sum it up to give like an overall opinion. I think this is a like if you know what you're expecting, which is you want to have fun with this film, and if you have a family, you want to take them to see it with some young kids, and if you know you're going to have a good time, I think that's what you need. That's what you're going to have. I'm not expecting a fantastic movie because honestly, this movie wasn't great. It's just it was fun. It was enjoyable.
I mean,
This is the
I
same
enjoyed
thing
it.
I have felt with like the Detective Pikachu movie. I wasn't expecting much. I was having a good time, and that's what I felt with that movie, and that's what I felt here. I didn't think that the story was good. I think the story really was not that great. I think that characterization was really off because they sped through this movie. First of all, it's quick for kids. It's an hour and 32 minutes, which
Yeah,
I'll say is fine. But I wish it was longer. The animation is by far the Illumination's best. The voice test is actually the one thing I was nervous about was the voice test.
yeah.
It's everything else revolving
Because
around the voice
I
test I thought
know.
was weak.
Well, so when it was real that the Chris Pratt would with voicing Mario, the trailers didn't really depict how it would sound,
I think
and when it did, like people were,
without spoiling it, when we get into the spoiler section, what they do in the beginning leading up to that, I was confused, but then I kind of understood like, okay, I understand that now. But I don't, that scene. I just didn't understand. Like at first, I was like, really? That's what they're doing? And then I just,
yeah,
it stuck with me throughout the entirety
it
of the
did.
movie. Um, and I think that the other thing to talk about with this movie is, like you said, the Easter eggs. If you're bothered by all these like constant references of like, oh, I know this, I know that, it's a lot, and it does get tiresome. But I didn't mind it. There were people in my theater. I went to the Portchester theater,
I went
so
to the
rarely.
I went to the Almavier
Which one?
on Central Avenue.
Yonkers?
Yeah, Yonkers.
What day?
I went on. Let's see.
Because I went Wednesday. I went Wednesday in IMAX.
Let's look back.
Because I would have.
I went on the 11th.
Oh, I didn't go that weekend.
I
I'm
also
so-
got a cool.
she's going the other way now.
I also got a cool movie poster.
Oh, that's probably. But I think that if you if you understand that you like if you the thing with Easter eggs, in my opinion, is like you can have them, but don't make your whole entire movie just like, oh, reference, reference, reference. and nostalgia. And there's some times where the movie did do that, but it didn't bother me. But overall, I think that this was an enjoyable age. So getting into the voice cast,
Yeah.
Chris Pratt, I thought as Mario was actually the one I was nervous about, but he actually was pretty good at times.
He was wasn't good.
It got over it got
I know
over with me.
a lot of people actually on internet were they were putting hate on him.
But it's not just Chris Pratt that really is like a scene stealer. Charlie Day as Luigi, I thought was actually really really good. But Jack Black as Bowser, if you heard a lot early from the movie and during the weekend, we'll get into that later. But if you heard a lot about Jack Black stealing the show, you were absolutely right because he is really good. The only thing is I didn't like what they did with Bowser's arc towards the end. I know it's in the game, but the way they just came out of nowhere and then it's immediately like that's the focus. It to me it didn't work. I know a lot of people it didn't work for me, but I'm very judgmental now, so it just didn't really work. Um Charles Martinet makes a couple cameos in voices, and you'll know when you hear his voice. And I thought it was pretty clever. Who is the other one? Fred Armisen as the old monkey was good.
As Cranky
Cranky Khan, yeah. And Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong, I thought was good. I thought when the movie was when Seth Rogen was brought in to the play, like when I thought like when he was hold on a second. Started message. I thought when he was brought in as Donkey Kong, I thought the film was really um it picked up significantly because honestly the first half of the film, I would say 20 minutes were kind of like okay, they were fine. But as soon as Donkey Kong was introduced, I felt that the movie progressed better.
Yeah.
It flowed faster. The action sequences were really good. And that's really all I thought of the Mario movie. That's all I really wanted from this film. If you know, other than that, if you have a different opinion, that's perfectly fine.
I just wait a minute. Hey Siri, call Issa.
Put it on speaker. Oh God.
Did you mean Issa? Calling Issa, mobile on speaker.
Cough.
No, whatever. I think okay. So, all right, going back to the film.
Call failed.
Oh, because we're in the building where it's at the SOS. Yeah.
Wait. I still face somewhere.
Oh no. No. So going back to the movie, I think the one thing also just the one thing that just bothered.
Yes.
Hey, what's up?
I'm doing an assignment that's due at 3. Give me a second.
Okay.
We see you.
We see you.
Hi.
Yeah. Hunter and I we're actually staring at you while we're doing the show right now.
Now, why y'all staring at me while y'all doing the show? I'll see you like in 5. Give me a second.
All right. I think also I forgot.
Don't worry. This is perfectly normal. This is normal.
Yeah. Also, I forgot to mention. I don't know if you noticed. I don't know if you both noticed or anybody else noticed this. I want to talk about the music in this film.
Oh, the music.
The music. Oh no, it wasn't because when they were using Brian Tyler does a lot of music. I think he did some of the X-Men movies. I think he did some of the Avengers films or the Marvel movies. Whenever it was his score, when he like updated the Mario themes and Donkey Kong, it was great. It was fantastic. Anytime they used a normal song, like in the beginning. They live in Brooklyn,
Yeah.
so it's like no sleep till Brooklyn, and then they go to they go to they go to Donkey Kong's world,
wait,
and
we forget. They also did a song. I Need a Hero.
well, yeah, it's like and every pop kids movie song ever, it's in this film. And then when they're in the jungle, you think Welcome to the Jungle's gonna play. Okay, they play Take on Me. It's like what the hell is happening? Like the music in this movie is really weird, and it's a common thing for Illumination to do.
What didn't Take on Me work in Ready Player One?
Well, that was different. Well, the Ready Player One was different when they did that. This movie, it's just comes out of nowhere. It's like what? Why is it? Why is it Ready Player? Why is it this one? They do this constantly with Illumination. They did it with Minions. They did it with Despicable Me, and they do it in a lot of their other films. So I don't. That's a really big gripe for me. But the easily the biggest problem, in my opinion, that I have is the story. It is a really weird story. The thing that I think hurts this movie is it's not a spoiler. They separate Luigi and Mario because Mario is rescuing now. He's going to help with the Mushroom Kingdom and save the world. And the problem is that a Super Mario Bros. Movie kind of happens towards the end. You expect a lot of that throughout the film. Even though, like, yeah, it's Mario playing you play as Mario constant mainly as the main character. But it's Super Mario Bros. And you expect like, oh, Mario and Luigi are gonna help out, you know. But I do understand what they were going for. They wanted to have Princess Peach played by Anya Taylor-Joy, who is amazing as Princess Peach.
Also,
Be front run center
at the Red car premiere. Do you see? So Anne Taylor-Joy, she was wearing Princess Peach like racing outfit.
Oh, that was cool.
Jack Black wore like a Bowser suit. He had the spikes on his back, the Bowser shoes, the shoes and everything.
Well, Jack Black is amazing. I mean, Jack Black's a great human
Also,
being.
I
He
know
never gets angry.
On the Kelly Clarkson show.
Oh, it was so hilarious.
That's so funny.
Like, did you want to play? How new did you play Bowser? Like, I've been playing Bowser. I wanted to play Bowser, and it just cuts him in a Bowser suit and just cuts off. That is amazing. Or then there's another scene where he's just like in the corner, where she's like coming out, and you just see him just standing there.
He's like
menacingly.
He's like, hi Kelly.
Yeah.
It was doing. Everyone in the group, everyone in the group said that they're going to dress up. Apparently, that was a lie.
Yeah, I think this movie is definitely going to. The thing that the movie's been out for about 2 weeks now, so there's been all these memes coming out where it's like the Riz, the scene what I'm talking about without spoiling yet. Yeah. The scene with the Riz, and then it just it's so weird, but like I understand the need for this movie to be made. And people were like, "Well, why would you make it?" Because Nintendo hasn't made a movie since like 1993.
Well, yeah, they haven't trusted with the movie business since, and now,
But I think animation's the way to go.
Yeah,
I think animation for this particular movie.
We see how live action. We see how Detective Pikachu was. That was good. Sonic 1 and 2. That was great. I recently saw Sonic 2. I enjoyed it.
For the first time.
Yeah,
it's been out for a year.
I recently got Amazon Prime and Sonic 2.
Oh yeah, Prime.
Yeah.
I think that also that.
Right, there's gonna be a Smash Bros. Movie. There's gonna be a Smash Bros. Movie.
I think you could do Luigi's Mansion. I think you're gonna do a Donkey Kong movie. I think you could do. Yeah. Here's something. In my opinion, while he's doing his thing, I think you can also do a other movies in this universe where you can have a universe.
Issa, the co-host who showed up.
I have excuses.
And she's gonna kill me. Also, I brought.
She doesn't have excuses.
Okay, I have excuses. Thank you, Hunter. Anyways, the excuses. I have been busy with school and work,
and I actually have to leave early because I have to go to work at 2.
Before the tour.
Yeah, for a tour.
Ooh.
Yay, we love being a
wait,
girl,
wait,
guys.
Are you gonna be here tomorrow for students Exercise Day?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm helping you sports.
I'm here the whole day
Yay.
from 6:45 in the morning
Oh, I'm
to practically 3:30,
I feel
4:30.
like you're gonna cry.
Oh no, I'm getting paid, so I don't care. 15 an hour, and I'm working for practically 9 hours with a 30-minute break. Anyways, what were y'all talking about? The Mario movie. Yeah. Wait, no, it's not the right side.
Yeah. So we're just finishing to talk about the music. Music and
No, I went through
actor.
everything. We went
Yeah.
through everything.
All right. So
She gotta go through
Issa,
everything.
so
without
what did you think
spoilers.
of the movie?
Okay, one. I actually watched it twice. Okay, I watched the movie twice. So I watched it first with my family, the second time with a friend of mine. It was good. My phone just went off, and I'm pretending I didn't hear that. That's probably a delivery. But it was good. Okay, the first time, like, you realize some of the Easter eggs. The second time watching around, you really see some of the Easter eggs. Like, I know that they're doing Easter eggs.
Star Fox, Kid
Star
Icarus,
Fox.
Jumpman.
Oh my God, there was
Smash
another
Brothers.
One. Smash Brothers. They did it
Yeah.
for. I forgot the name. I think it's Punch Out or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did Easter eggs for that. Super Mario Galaxy because they had Luma there.
Yeah.
I don't think Luma was okay during that whole movie.
No, it's like the sweet relief
of
of death.
I'm sorry, but I think Luma was there for comedic effect because
Oh yeah, I was.
Luma was able to get out the cage.
Yeah.
Luma was able to get out the cage. 2, I think this is a theory that I have. Luma is either like I don't think it intentionally put themselves there, but I think no, actually no, I do think they intentionally put themselves, or like they work for Bowser, the specific Luma. And the only reason I'm saying this is because one, Lumas are around only to die. So like, hello, you get to die. In this case, the Lumas, that's their main purpose.
Yeah.
So that way they're reborn into a different world. So obviously this Luma in particular wants to, die. There's also the theory that I think they're working for Bowser because of the fact that one, you're tortured. That was a form of torture.
Yes.
Most of them were already upset.
I mean, they're about to. Bowser was planning to kill them at a wedding. It's like, yay!
Like I found,
and it's like,
like I feel like Luma was there for a comedic effect, which I think was really done well. Is it like such a life-changing movie? No, it's not. But it's kind of like the same like the Sonic movies. It's not life-changing, but it's so cool to finally like see them in person.
That's what I felt.
Yeah, like.
But also, please tell me you saw the end credit scene.
Okay, so the first time I saw only one out of the 2. The second time around, I did force my friends to sit there for the entire end credit scene.
Without spoiling it yet, it's kind of no-brainer that they're gonna make another one.
Yeah, like you can kind of tell. I mean, because there was a lot of characters that they did not like release. Like I was, especially because the movie's so short. It's only an hour and 32 minutes. I didn't see a lot of like the characters. Now, my friend who I watched it with, they are the biggest geek I've ever met when it comes to Mario. Jesus Christ, every 5 seconds, because I told them that I already watched the movie, so they can like geek out as much as they want every 2 seconds. There's reference.
That will never happen. That might happen.
Phase 1, Super Mario Bros. Movie, Detective Pikachu 2, Yoshi's Island. Stop.
What did you think about the music, though? Because the music in this movie was weird. It was weird.
Okay,
because anytime they were using, like I said, anytime they were using the normal soundtrack or like the soundtrack with Brian Tyler's music, upping the themes, it worked for me. And then they start playing like random 80s songs. It's like No Sleep Till Brooklyn. Then like Take On Me comes out in the jungle. It's like, what the hell is happening? There's all these modern music, like every song, Thunderstruck, of course, and I Need a Hero. Because that's like Animation 101 song.
Personally, I'm going to disagree with you. I loved the movie. I love the soundtrack personally. I think the songs that they were using were great.
The soundtrack is great. It's just the songs that they were playing with the normal songs were just like, why are you doing that?
I think it was good personally. especially like if you were to really think about it, when Mario is right now trying to practice, right, because he has to go save his brother Luigi. I need a hero is a really good song to put with that.
It's like
Would
every
you prefer
animation.
Eye of the Tiger?
I mean,
Would
well,
you prefer the
Yes.
stereotypical? No.
Well, because animation, like
Would
they
you
use,
prefer the stereotypical songs that gym teachers use? You would prefer Eye of the Tiger over I Need a Hero?
The thing is that every elimination movie that I've seen has done that before, where they just use pop songs to hype up the theme or to hype up the
But
scene.
it did hype up the scene.
It did, but like just like out of
was
nowhere,
good.
I mean,
out of nowhere.
If I was director, I honestly will use pop songs as well.
I think just
Like-
that "Take on Me" thing just annoyed me. Just like, why play that when you could have played "Welcome to the Jungle"? You could have played
Okay,
"Welcome to the Jungle."
They could have
but
done
"Take
Welcome
on
to the
Me"?
Jungle. I will.
That
like,
could have been
that's
used to
fine.
the end. That could have been used at the end.
I think
My opinion.
I was when they were doing the Mario Kart, when they did basically the Mario Karts, with the Donkey Kong, obviously that one Donkey Kong who was like taking them to Cranky Kong's little tower, whatever you guys call it, right? I'm tired. I'm sorry. I'm also running on like 2 hours of sleep so far. I think I don't remember. Anyways,
You want to get you a Monster Energy drink?
no, I'm
Nope.
trying to stay away from Monster, but
Red Bull,
I don't drink Red Bull.
coffee.
I already had coffee. So, anyways, point being, when they said "Take on Me," okay, I was giggling through the whole entire movie. I was kind of expecting. I was expecting the Mario Kart music, though. You know that stuff when you play the game, especially because the map that they had is an actual map.
Rainbow Road.
No, not Rainbow Road. The one where they're taking Donkey Kong, not Donkey Kong. When they're taking Mario, Peach and like Toad to Cranky Kong, so that way they can get like the ape army,
Yeah.
the Kong army. Like that song that's when they play "Take on Me." I was expecting the Mario Kart music for that particular route because it's framed after a certain map. I forgot where. I think it's the banana. But to get the banana cup.
I know the music works for a video game, but would it work for a movie?
Yeah. So I think it probably. It could have worked. Maybe they would have to like change a couple things, which wouldn't make it as authentic. So I think "Take on Me" was a really good rendition. I think it was good. I think that "I Need a Hero" was great, especially because they need a hero.
Yeah, I'm not
And
complaining about
Peach
that
can't
song.
be
It's
the
just, I'm not
hero.
complaining about that. It's just like that's a
Anyways.
common thing that they use in every single elimination movie.
I mean,
I'm not complaining about
yeah, that's the point because you also have to get with the younger audiences and like not even just the younger audiences, but I feel like honestly when I was listening to "I Need a Hero," I giddied because I got so giddy because of the fact that I just remember Shrek. I remember the fairy godmother scene where she's saying "I need a hero" and we had the big
I remember that
gingerbread. I think it was a great. I think if it was like kudos to that, it probably wasn't, but I think it was really cool because most people when they hear that song, you think of Shrek. If you watch Shrek, I found out so many people in this world don't watch Shrek, and for that, y'all
What?
are Monsters of Society. That's all I gotta say.
Mm.
But
Shame on you. Shame on you for who didn't watch Shrek.
But
Mm.
and then okay, now with the actual music, the songs that they created, I think were cool, especially the Bowser one. Okay, I heard it the day before theaters because Jack Black posted a music video about it, and I didn't believe it to be true. I didn't.
I thought he posted that.
think
On,
it
well, I
was
mean,
true.
well, let's just.
No,
all right,
'cause-
we'll get into
Well,
spoilers
it's
now.
also on the Illumination.
Yeah.
channel.
The
Yeah.
fact that one Jack Black wrote the song. I'm sorry. Jack Black as Bowser, I didn't actually think he was gonna do it well. There's like
It's Jack Black. Of course
no.
it's Jack Black.
Just because Jack Black, when you hear Jack Black, you think of very funny characters.
School of Rock.
Yeah, you think of School of Rock, like you think of very fun, uplifting.
Cup of Canada.
Yeah, you think about that. You don't really think about a villain. I didn't think Chris Pratt was gonna do well either because I was like, oh, we're gonna have the fake Italian accent.
I know the people were like, oh great, Mario is going to become Mario's going to be Star Lord.
I thought I thought the voice acting. I think the voice acting personally, it was great. I think it was great, especially because one, we got Steph Rogen as Donkey Kong.
Wait, also didn't they in the movie do the DK rap?
Yeah, DK Rep. When he walked in, and then as you can see, you see the old Donkey Kong gang. So you saw Diddy Kong, you saw the chick who I cannot remember. There
Dixie
was
Kong.
Dixie Kong. There you go. All we were missing was Lanky Kong because Cranky Kong was there, and I thought that dude was dead because we have not seen him since Mario 64.
I
So-
think you want to get into spoilers now.
Yes.
All right. Well, actually, let's just give like a final grade or verdict on the film, like based off of a
So how
letter
do
out
we
of
grade
10
from
scale.
like A
So
to like
yeah, A to F. I would say, like for the majority of this film, I'll be honest, I was at a C plus because I was like, it's fine. But the last couple minutes struck me, and I was like, B minus. That's what I'm gonna. A 6 out of 10. I might be harsh, honestly. I might be harsh because I just think that the story just really didn't work, and it was paced very quickly.
it was paced quickly. That
And what they did with Bowser, the way they did it was just like out of nowhere. It just didn't work. That's me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'll give this like maybe a B minus or B plus. I mean, I enjoyed the movie. Like I know. I mean, it's a people on the internet say it's a well, it's a Mario movie. Well, of course, of course. I mean, it's a video game movie. It's also Illumination. So not a surprise there. But no, I enjoyed the movie. I thought the story was had its ups and downs, but it really but I appreciated what it stayed true to. Like no, unlike the other Mario movie that happened 30 years ago, which made no sense. This somewhat kind of made sense because no, they stuck with the material, and what else? And these are they knew how people were going to how people were going to react like one one once we saw what the movie was going to be, and I remember from for sure like I thought it looked amazing. I'm like wow, like this is such like a huge difference, and it took the 10 like 30 plus years.
Okay, so me. So my rating's gonna be very different, okay? Because I watched it twice. I give it a solid A minus, and there's reasons why I say this, right? One, I feel like it catered to children. Remember, this is a children's movie, so it's gonna cater to children. You can't have it over like 3 hours long, like certain Marvel films, because they're not gonna pay attention. They don't have the attention span for that. That's one. Two, it entertained a child. Okay, like that is a children's movie that would have entertained me as a kid. I would have watched it 7 more times.
Yeah.
And I feel like, especially for adults, it was still lovable because you got to see some of like the old, like one we had. Oh my god, what was his name? Charles. What's his last name? Jesus Christ.
Charles Day. Oh no,
No, Mario.
Charles,
The one who voiced Mario.
Marionette.
Yeah,
or whatever
Marionette.
the hell his name is.
One, we had him. He came in, even though he wasn't the main Mario, he was still there. We had a lot of Easter eggs that you can watch. The amount of times you watch it over and over, you find a new Easter egg, unless you are like my friend who just like is obsessed. So I give it a solid 8 because it does the job. I think the voice acting was actually very well. The only character that kind of annoyed me was Toad at the beginning. I'm not gonna lie. His voice kind of annoyed me for 2.5 seconds, and I was like, nah, this is not my Toad. My Toad is a lot more annoying than this. But I feel like
Fine, you're mad that
it wasn't like a
annoyed you,
Mario!
but that's really good. So you're mad that it didn't annoy you enough.
No, I don't think it did annoy me enough. It's just like it wasn't when I first heard it, I was like, I was annoyed that it wasn't like the voice I had in my head for him. So I mean, other than that, I think Toad was still like has a phenomenal voice actor. We still had pretty big name. We had Seth Rogen play Donkey Kong, okay? I think that is the biggest flex I think we can have for the century, at least for me. One of the biggest flexes is that we had Seth Rogen play Donkey Kong, and he was actually one of my favorite characters. So, especially because like of the soundtrack was great. I think what they did, contrary to Hunter's belief, I think what they did with Bowser, especially because it's catered to children, I think they did a pretty good job.
It's
a
Jack
solid.
Black.
And not even the fact that it was Jack Black, because when I went to go watch it, I didn't really believe it was Jack Black because he did not sound like Jack Black. You know how like when you listen to certain voice actors, you're like, oh wait, yeah, I recognize the voice. That's Seth Rogen. Seth Rogen, when you heard him as Donkey Kong, we all knew, oh my god, that's Seth Rogen. I
Yeah.
recognize that voice. That is a childhood, like that's a childhood voice. But when you heard Bowser, you didn't hear Jack Black. You didn't hear Poe. You didn't hear anybody like School of Rock or anything like that. You actually heard someone who's scared. Yeah, I didn't think it was really Jack Black at one point, even though it was that's the actor. And I think he did a phenomenal job. Even though the song, don't get me wrong, the song is ridiculous. It is ridiculous, and it is so funny to the point that it is for an Oscar. He has the chance of getting an Oscar.
For that, like, oh my god, like that was
I
amazing.
think ultimately, right? It's made for kids. It was a good nostalgia. Yes, it ran short, but I think that was more so for children's sake. It's not really for adults. Also, like I'm pretty sure adults didn't want to watch like a 3-hour movie about Mario. I mean, I probably would.
I mean, I would.
But you know, you got like it catered to who it needs.
I sat through 4 hours of Zack Snyder's Justice League. I'm pretty sure there were 3
Mhm.
hours.
Yeah, but you gotta remember that, like, okay, but you have to also remember who is really catered to. It's yes, they're catering to like adults because they're adding all these like Easter eggs for adults to find because we're like, oh wait, that's from Mario 64. Oh wait, that's the Diddy Kong gang. That's the Kong gang. Oh my god, I can't speak. Right? Like, oh my god, wait, Luma's here. Oh my god, that means we get to see Rosalina in a possibly different episode. The only thing that kind of annoys me, and it's been annoying everyone, is the Yoshis. We saw Yoshis for maybe like a split second. We didn't see the Yoshi, but we saw Yoshis. That seemed to piss a lot of people off. This is kind of a spoiler, but that
Yeah,
seemed
we'll get into spoilers
yeah.
now at this
so
point.
from here on out it's a spoiler,
So-
but
so
ultimately
they-
8 out of
so
10
that
people.
scene, they like skim through. That's another problem. They just skim through like they're going on this journey. Like you expect that we're gonna go to these locations. They just skim through it. It's like
I mean,
boom,
they
boom, boom, Yoshi's, and then you just move on.
I mean, you gotta also think about the fact that if they want to set it up for another franchise, they do have to introduce a little bit of the other worlds. We have really only seen 3 worlds. We've seen the dark side, right? The dark, whatever it's called, right?
Mushroom Kingdom.
The Mushroom Kingdom and the
DK.
I almost cursed, my bad. And then DK's world, right? We only seen 3. When we saw the map with the toads explaining like, hey, Bowser's on his way, we saw 4 or like 4 to 5. So that means 2 worlds haven't been explored. So that's probably Yoshi's world and a whole different world. And then on top of that, we have Super Mario Galaxy, which takes place in space. So obviously, they're not going to show, they can't show everything because if they do, it's the first movie. That's like you going to Iron Man 1, right? And just showing everything like, hey, this is another villain. And we're going to explain this villain now, even though you're not going to know what's happening until the 3rd movie. So it does. So for me, you have to get like little, it's especially because it is a first movie. You have to get snippets. Was it annoying to see the Yoshis and not see the Yoshi? Yes. However, seeing it at the end was in Brooklyn too. So that kind of makes it like a little more worth it. Because now we have a Yoshi in Brooklyn who's going to grow up probably in Brooklyn. Or they're going to try to get this Yoshi back. This starts a whole nother problem.
I'm curious. Well, I'll say there's gonna be they're gonna make sequels. Who do you guys think is going to voice Yoshi?
I don't know. I don't.
Oh
who
my
would voice Yoshi?
Who? Yeah, who?
Because Yoshi doesn't. Okay.
Who could-
problem
who could
is
Yoshi-
Yoshi doesn't talk.
Well, at times, I mean, he says,
Very
yeah, like
The Rock.
Like, you do it.
Yoshi, like something close
No.
to that. I can't do it.
Yoshi.
Something
Yeah.
close to that. I can-
Yoshi.
Yeah, I can't do Yoshi. I can do Toad.
They can.
Wait. Do it again.
No, that was damn R2D2, bro.
Wait, the artist.
You just did R2D2.
Oh my
You
God.
did fine. All right, Jesus Christ.
Mario.
They can't get anybody to
Yoshi.
really voice
I
Yoshi.
mean, that I feel like is the original voice actor for Yoshi still alive?
Who
I don't know.
is the guy?
I don't know.
Also, who they don't voice? Like, if they want to introduce all these characters, I think
I-
Jack Black said Wario should be voiced by Pedro.
Yes.
I think-
by
Pedro Pastor.
wait.
I think that'll be very
Also,
interesting.
Waluigi. Who should voice Waluigi?
Oh my god.
Dwayne
'cause
Johnson.
He's like the type dude.
Dwayne Johnson.
Dwayne. Why are we
Vin
trying? Okay.
Diesel.
Wait. What about Rosalina and Daisy?
Oh no! Oh yeah, there's
Um,
also them. You also got to think about them because they also have, because Daisy has her own kingdom.
Yeah.
That we just don't know about because we don't get her lore like that. But we know that Rosalina.
Wait. Also,
Wait, what?
Bowser Jr.
Bowser Jr. Yeah, like because we seen like there are
Dwayne
so
Johnson.
many Easter eggs. There's so many characters that they still haven't implemented.
Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart.
Oh my god! Wait. Who Kevin Hart voice? Oh my.
I feel like okay, but that's the thing. If you keep adding bigger names, that's gonna take the fun out of it. I feel
But
like
Kevin Hart was really funny.
I feel like Kevin Hart as like Bowser Jr. will kind of be kind of hilarious. You have like big scary man, and then you have his his son. Just be like, "What you talking about, Dad? What you talking about?" Like, I want affection. Like, I want to. Like, I don't know why, but I think about like Snowball from like The Secret Life of Pets. I feel like he would,
Morgan
like,
Freeman.
Stop. Okay, no. Okay, listen. Hold up. Get over here. Okay, hi Yoshi. If we are going to put big names, they need to be able to actually do the voices, or at least somewhat like close enough.
Ryan Reynolds.
Who is Ryan Reynolds going to play? Who?
Pikachu.
Listen. I actually really love the Detective Pikachu movie, so I'm gonna keep my mouth shut
Mark
for right now.
Wahlberg.
I'm gonna keep my mouth
Oh.
shut. But no. Okay. I think. Oh my god, I'm trying to remember how.
Mark
Blake...
Wahlberg can be Yoshi. Hey guys, it's me, Yoshi. What are we going to do here?
No, stop. If we were to actually like, I'm trying to remember what Blake Lively voice sounds like, because I feel like maybe she would make a good either Daisy or or Rosalina.
Okay.
I think she. I need to hear what Blake Lively sounds like
All
again.
right.
I low key forgot.
Let's also go back to the first the couple of scenes in the movie, not regarding the Bowser when he invades where he invades the penguins. The scene where we finally get Mario
Here's
introduced.
the thing. I just want to talk about that. So that scene. So people on YouTube
Mm.
on internet, you're like I want more. I this is how I want the Mario movie to begin. They're saying during ads saying and who is going to stop me? Do we're the Mario Brothers. Like
Yeah,
I
that
like,
was-
yes.
That was good,
The
and
Mario
then
Brothers
they did
and
but then when I was telling you, well, she was in there for like way too long, on talking about
I'm
how,
sorry. I was doing an assignment because I had an assignment due today at 3, and
why didn't you do it before?
because I was getting food.
Okay,
And because by the time I
before
got
mean
back-
before today.
Wait, Dan. Wait.
Because I got it today.
Okay.
At 10.
Wait, then
no.
why didn't you do the assignment here? I did my assignments here a few times, and my co-host. as well.
I'm sorry. I'm not gonna sit here and try to talk about Mario while I had to talk about Dante's Inferno.
Right.
I would have looked at you and at one point said Francesca.
So remember we talking about like how like what they're gonna do in the beginning with the Mario voices and why they're casted in that. So I understand like what they're doing. They make the commercial and they kind of do the voices or like, are you tired of the plumbing? And so like I understand it now. And I was wondering who this guy Sebastian Macaluso was voicing. Turns out he voices Spike. And he's kind of like the guy who's like, oh, it's the stupid Mario Brothers. And I thought that was a little bit cliche. It's like, oh, you gotta die making fun of these people because their business isn't that good. And he's the best.
Also,
it's
you
like,
gotta
okay.
have like. I thought he was gonna be the main villain, but then it was like, okay, wait, no, it's Bowser.
So then they fix a pipe, and there's like a dog that
Francis,
apparently hates Luigi.
because he
By the
stepped
end
on
of it, he
bone.
respects him.
Yeah.
No, remember, because he stepped on his bone. Respectfully, I don't blame Francis.
So then he goes. So then Mario is like pissed off because his dad is like a total a-hole because he's like, oh, your business isn't gonna pick up where it is, and he doesn't like that. So he goes
I don't think
upstairs.
it was
He's
even
playing a
with the
game.
business. He said that he said more so it was because you're bringing your little brother down,
Yeah.
and that's the problem
And
I think you see in a lot of families.
And then we did it when and then like there's a huge pipe that's apparently flooding Brooklyn. Apparently there was an Easter egg with the mayor.
Oh,
yes,
yeah,
because she's from
Chloe.
Super Mario Odyssey. Yeah.
So then they go into the
That sounds
pipe,
good, honestly.
they get warped. And then so Luigi is now in Bowser's and this is where I thought like, oh, this is gonna be a Luigi's Mansion side of the story. And it wasn't. And then in the background you see those little like turds just like with the masks
The
on.
shot. Excuse me. Hold up.
Sorry,
Hold
guys.
up. Wait a minute. Hunter, I'm gonna look at you real quick. Put some respect on my Shy Guys, okay? Those are my. When I tell
Little
you,
turds.
when I tell you before, I like on the Nintendo DS, right? When Mario Kart 7 was a thing. When I tell you my main was the Shy Guys, let me actually lower this a little quick because I'm getting loud.
Yeah, you are.
My main was the Shy Guys before Rosalina came into Mario Part and into the Mario
When
Kart
that-
world. My main were the Shy Guys. My main was the white, red, and black Shy Guys.
When that scene happened, a
Put
kid.
respect on my kids.
When that scene happened, a kid behind me screamed because he was jump scared. It was right in my ear.
Yeah, you're calling them little turds. Well deserved.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So now we go back to Mario now meets Toad, and there's all this scene, and then you go to the Dodo Princess people. Or before that, there's all these references like, oh, there's a fish, and then they're playing the sound, the coins. And this is where I was like, when they showed that clip at the Game Awards, I was like, oh, that's where it's getting me nervous. Because he's like, oh, these birds are just floating here. And it's like, that's way too Brooklyn. That's not in Mario voice, but then it got over me. And then we get Princess Peach intro. And, there's an attempt, where I feel like, oh, they're going to do the relationship thing, like right away when Mario sees her and is like, oh, I'm in love. But they don't do that until they drive. And then they start to like, okay, maybe there's a relationship thing. I don't know if it's in the games. 'Cause I don't play a lot of the games, but that's what it was.
This man giving all his opinions. All these opinions. Let me.
Yes.
All right. Well, how did you think about? What
Let
did
me
you think
stop
of
my
Princess
point.
Peach's like intro? Like, how did you think? Like,
one, I liked her intro
I did.
because I respectfully, when I first heard, I hated Princess Peach from like the very beginning. Okay, not before the Mario movie, like before, like when I used to like have to go save her because this girl was always getting kidnapped. You know how annoying it is to always go from castle to castle trying to save this princess.
Oh, that's another
and then for them
thing.
to be like, oh, she's in another tower. Like, no.
that's another thing. Did you like the fact that instead of Peach being rescued, it was Luigi, or did you think like it could have been reversed because I wanted Luigi and Mario to help together?
I think no. Personally, I think with the character development, because Luigi is more of the shy one, Luigi's more of the scared one. Obviously, he was separated from his brother.
Yeah.
He got kidnapped by the Shy Guys.
And I like the scene. There was a little throwback
Oh, go
scene
back to
where
Baby
there were
Mario.
babies, and I
Yeah.
thought that was
That was
that's where the emotional. If they got more of those moments in the movie were emotional, then it would have worked easily better. But that's for like 5 seconds, and then it's like they go back, and so then that time Luigi's then transported to Bowser, and Bowser. At this point now, we see that Bowser is playing the piano and he's singing about peaches, and the guy comes in, or the wizard, and they play like the other thing, the song, like,
Yes.
and it's like really
that
like,
is when you are in Bowser's
Yeah.
castle. I'm being hurt because he's not knowing the references and making all these.
I played a lot. I played
And then
only a little bit.
Has the audacity to put it at a C tier.
Have you played a Mario?
I said
game?
B
Have
minus.
you played a-
You said
It's
C.
C.
I said I was
C
at a.
plus.
I said at a point in this movie I was at C
Have
C
you played
plus,
a-
but then at the end I was like, you know what? I enjoyed myself.
What
It's
Mario
B
game-
minus.
What Mario games have you played?
I gotta get to
Right,
work,
so-
unfortunately. Hunter, Hunter. Ah! No,
Oh my God.
I'm going to work real quick. If I'm not needed, I'll be right back. But I'm gonna make this statement right now. Don't listen to what Hunter says because obviously he has not played the Mario movies. Just like how you guys shouldn't listen to me when I say anything about Marvel or like DC because I don't
Or
know
Star
what to
Wars.
talk about. Or Star Wars. See, don't listen to my opinions for that. Watch the movie; it's great nostalgia.
Yeah.
Mic drop.
She's talking about.
Wait,
She says she has word that too. She's not gonna be right back.
so
So then at that
wait, time
point,
out. What Mario game have you played in your life?
I think Mario Kart and the Wii game. I forget
Yeah,
what Wii
Galaxy.
game it was. I think it was Mario Party.
That's
It
it.
was a while ago.
Shame on
Okay.
you.
So at that point, so now Mario and Peach. And then this is again where the scene where they just like go transport, like they're just skimming through all these different locations that they're going through. And I thought if they showed a little bit of that more, especially in the Yoshi land, I think the movie would have worked better because it flies by really fast. It's an hour and under 2 hours. And I feel like if it could have been like an hour and 50 or 2 hours. So then they go to they go to Donkey Kong and they meet the guy and he comes out and Chris Pratt's like, there's a guy wearing a space tux or whatever, sports tux. And they go they go to they go to see Donkey Kong and then Mario has to fight Donkey Kong and he says like, oh, Donkey Kong's undefeated, and it's like, okay, he's gonna beat Mario then, or he's gonna beat Donkey Kong. And I just knew it from the bat. It's a little bit of a cliche, but it worked. There was a lot of nice moments, and then he eats the blue mushroom. He's like, "Oh, you're gonna wish you didn't pick on me," and he's like really small. And then the moment where he does the Seth Rogen laugh, he's like, and you get to hear Seth Rogen laugh as Donkey Kong, which is amazing.
Yeah.
And then the cat
What?
is the cat suit.
Oh yeah, the cat suit.
The cat suit. 5 more minutes. Okay, we'll do this in 5 more minutes. So then after that, they go to the carts and Thunderstruck plays, and you see all like the different types of parts that he can do.
Yeah.
And then after that, they get blown up, and then Donkey Kong and Mario kind of have like a moment where their fathers are disappointed in them, and then Donkey Kong's like, "Well, no, your father should be ashamed of you. You're a mistake." And it's like I thought there could have been some moment there where it's like, "Oh, now I feel what you're doing," but he's kind of an a-hole in that moment, like Donkey Kong.
I mean,
'Cause,
it
like-
is DK.
Well, yeah, I felt like if there was like there could have been like a connection where it's like, oh, now he understands how Mario feels, and how he's like all the pressure's on him to save the world. I feel like that could have been like Donkey Kong being like, hey, you're not wrong. My father wants me to be the best of I can be, and he's a little bit disappointed that you beat me, so I'm a little bit mad, and that's why I'm in such a jerk to you. So then in that moment, then they finally rescue, and all the references like the bear suit comes in, and he's flying.
Well, it's not bear. It's a
Oh, what is it? The dog?
no, it's not dog. It starts with a T.
We'll get into it later.
Right.
I think so. Then the wedding happens, and then I think this is where you saw all those other characters. You saw the Goombas, and I love this, especially the scene, the part where I watch Wildcat. He's like, oh, let me take care of this Goomba, you, and like shoots the Goomba. See this Goomba, you. So, and then you see the bomb, and then you see the other Easter eggs, and then he has like this or Princess Peach has this moment where it's like, I'm not gonna marry you, and then their flowers are like a freeze flower, and he freezes Bowser, and at that moment, a bullet bill goes through the pipe, and apparently explodes, I would say, and it sucks like Bowser's like ship so much that they're back in Brooklyn, and Spike's about to beat up Mario because it's like, where have you been? And then it rises from the ground, and then a huge battle happens, and then the Mario and Luigi thing, they get the cube or the star,
Yeah.
and then the Super Mario like din, 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 din. And then at that moment they shrink Bowser, and the world saved, and then Mario and Luigi, I guess they're like residents now
Yeah,
of Mushroom Kingdom because they're helping plumbing. I honestly thought like there was going to be like their worlds collided at that point. I'm like, okay, so
Well,
yeah, pretty much sure.
It kind of did because at least the world because it came out with the pipe, like it kind of like brought their world together.
That's what I thought. I thought it was gonna be like now their whole like now there's Mario, now the Mushroom Kingdoms in the real world and Brooklyn's, and some people are there and there, so it's like I thought it was gonna be a mixture of both, but it's not. And then so the first post credit scene is kind of like a joke, where he's still singing about Princess Peach. And then the second one is actually the main teaser, where you get a Yoshi egg
Yeah, and then,
that's in Brooklyn, and it slightly cracks, and then you hear Yoshi.
Yoshi.
Yeah.
So there's obviously going to be a sequel. Also, it's 1:59, so and we have a minute left.
And then we can end it now.
Yeah. So Hunter, thank you for joining us again. No, it was great. I always love having as guests.
Mhm.
Yeah. Marvel movie. I thought it's pretty. I think this is going to be pretty nostalgic.
Yeah, for sure, it's
Yeah.
gonna be nostalgic.
And a major improvement from the one that happened 30 years ago. That we don't speak of.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so everyone, so that's it for today. Have a good have a good Friday. A good weekend. Stay safe. Have fun. Also, get to work on because I know finals are starting for everyone, including myself. So I wish everyone good luck on that, and we'll see you next Friday.